This is Kelso Surgeon. Thank you very much for tuning in for Sunday's edition of Handicapping 101. Primarily about baseball today, but let's do a little business before we get into that. Coming right back today with another 50-unit winner in the NBA playoffs. Intend to get the money. I found two key elements that are going to produce us a big winner today, both hidden from public view, but I've done my homework. I've dug deep into the data and into the mental state of these teams. Intend to knock down a 50-unit play in the NBA again today. Also in baseball, releasing a 50-unit two-team parlay for my high rollers at 20 units on each side and 10 units on the parlay. We could break the bank today. So it's 50-unit play in the NBA, a 50-unit parlay in Major League Baseball. Don't miss either one of them, and you can get them on this site or toll free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards accepted. Have a big winning day with me. Now, you know, I've said this before and feel compelled to mention it now because we've reached a point in the baseball season where the data is there to produce big winners. Not automatic now, but you get tremendous edges if you understand one thing about betting totals, and I'm talking today primarily about betting the overs. Just before we get into that, you know, there's a couple of facts you need to know. You know, there are some teams that just are under teams, and there are teams that are just overs teams, and if you bet every single game with these teams in the way that they played, you're going to win 60-some% of the time. Now, right now, get these two figures. The best under team in Major League Baseball right now is the Los Angeles Angels. You know that their games have gone 70% of the time under the total. Think about that. If you had bet every single game the Angels played under, you would have won 70% of your plays. You'd have more money than they've got in Fort Knox. The biggest over team in Major League Baseball, the New York Mets. The Mets have played over 67% of the time. So, you know, let's face it, if you had taken the Angels under, you had 70% winners. If you'd taken the Mets over in every game that they played, you had 67% winners. So the data is out there, but I want to talk now about just betting totals. You know, baseball teams change during the season, some dramatically, some just in cycles or whatever. But, you know, I've learned long ago that you can bet overs in Major League Baseball using two basic elements in the handicapping process. Now, I'm not saying that these automatically produce winners. I'm saying they give you a tremendous edge when you bet overs. Keep in mind, I'm talking about overs, nothing to do with unders. You know, if you have a game in which both pitchers are showing a progressive decline in the number of innings that they pitch, in their earned run average heading up, and their won-loss record, you've got the start of a game that's going over. Keep in mind, here we have pitchers in decline. Both of them have to be in the state of decline, however. Their number of innings pitched has to be heading in a downward spiral. Their earned run average has to be heading up in the other direction. Now, secondly, both teams have to have decent hitting averages. So those are just two elements that produce overs, and all the data is there right now for you to look at and decide whether a game should be played as a total and as an over. Once again, repeating, you want pitchers whose form is declining, going downward in the number of innings that they last, going upward in their earned run average, and you want good hitting teams. If you follow those two elements, you're going to bet on a lot of winners. Now, as an added feature to betting overs, if you find teams in a game that have the aforementioned and then also have bad bullpens, you can double down on your bet, I can promise you right now. Just remember, you can bet baseball any way you want. You can bet sides, totals, parlays, run lines, whatever. But right now is the perfect opportunity to start studying the stats and start betting overs and winning. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be right back here next week with more information that'll make you a better handicapper and a winner.